Welcome to my channel. This is a recap of Married at First Sight Season 18, Episode 14. Married at First Sight is a show about 10 singles who will meet at the altar, get married, go on a honeymoon, and then move into an apartment for 8 weeks together. At the end of the 8 weeks, they will decide whether or not they want to stay married or get a divorce. First couple we'll start with is Juan and Carla. So Juan and Carla met up with a tarot reader. This was mostly Carla's idea. So Juan is getting to know her more by what she's into. So he decided to go along and they met up with a tarot reader. So a tarot reader is someone who uses a deck of tarot cards to interpret questions and provide insights into a person's past, present, or future by drawing cards and explaining their meaning based on the specific layout chosen and the context of the questions. So the tarot reader asks them questions about their lives, how it is together, how where they see themselves going from there, and so on and so on. So the tarot reader did give them advice. The advice was to keep going, keep the relationship going. The interest is there. At the end of that scene, however, Juan was not really into that tarot reader. He did meet up with a friend later on in which he described that he is more of a person who wants to live each day by day by whatever happens, happens. So, right, he doesn't want someone to tell him exactly what to do or stuff like that. So Juan is not into that, but this is something that Carla is into. Next we have is Camille and Thomas. They do live together, and their biggest issue is for Camille is what happens at the end of. She's worried about what happens at the end of the 8 weeks. In they each have their own apartment, so she's thinking about is he gonna give up his apartment? She gonna give her or her apartment? They're gonna move in together, whatnot. However, Thomas is really just trying to get to know want them to get to know each other. He's not really worried about stuff like that. He just want to carry on with the relationship, and at the end of the 8 weeks, they'll decide. So they did talk to the doctor, Dr. Cal, in one of the episodes, and later on in the scene, and did decide that since his apartment was lease is about to be up, then he can either sublet for the rest of the time, the rest of the months he has on his lease, and then probably move in with her. Um, Moving on to couple David and Michelle. So David and Michelle do live together, but they do have issues in the relationship. Michelle found a text message in David's phone. He accidentally texted Michelle something that he intended to text another woman. So basically, he is cheating, and she confronted him about it. Later on, he came home and he admitted to his wrongs. He admitted he had lied to her, and he did send a text message out. The text message he said was to his ex girlfriend, but Michelle does not believe that. She believes it's another cast member Madison, who is married to Alan. She thinks that they have more of a chemistry. She thinks that Madison is more of David's type of woman he would go with. Later on, we found out that Michelle, Madison, and David do work out together. So she thinks that they probably build the bond and that they have something going on together. So he um, he admitted that he texted an ex girlfriend. She was mad. She did not bring up that she thought it was Madison. This is what she was thinking, but she just let him go with his ex girlfriend, and that was it. And his excuse was also that she doesn't give off the vibe that she wants to be married. So, because of that, he felt that he wanted comfort from somebody else. So, he went and he texted his so called ex girlfriend. And then she was upset. She packed up and she left out of the room. Then I think a producer came to talk to David. And he asked David what happened. And David said that the text message he sent to the female was that she looked so good he wanted to eat her up. So that sucks. To actually send that to another woman while you're living with somebody else, that is crazy. That is disrespectful. So Michelle did have a right to be upset and be mad. So the next they already planned there's a couple retreat that is planned later on. So she's not sure if he was gonna be there, or he's not sure if she's gonna be there, because that's where they come together and they talk about the issues and so on in their relationships. So we're gonna move on to the next. Okay, this couple is a hot mess. This is MM and Ikichi. They have, I think, the most issues. They have MM sat down with one of the doctors or one of the producers, and she let her know that Ikichi has not been communicated. There's no communication between the two of them. He left for a weekend, whatnot. He did not communicate with her at all. There's no communication. There's no commitment. There's no effort basically between both of them. There's no effort, mainly on his side. I guess he's tired of her. He's tired of the marriage. He wants to get out. So while she was talking to the producer, he comes in and he just sat down. He didn't say hi to her or anything like that. So the lady asked the question, you're not gonna say hi to your wife and whatnot. They have been married for about a month. So he's explained why he is that way. He thinks that she does not they both don't communicate properly. He said that he don't feel good when he communicates with her because I think she comes back at him with questions or just in an aggressive way. So he doesn't feel, after he explains something to her, it just keep coming back at him. So he doesn't like the relationship. So their relationship is basically toxic, right? It means it's just a sad situation. So when he said that he does not think that relationship, well, he went, like I said, he went for the weekend. He said he went for his solitude and his safety. So he is basically saying they're in a violent ghetto mess relationship. So she got up, she went to the bathroom, and she thinks she cried or whatnot, because she wants to get married. She wants to be married. She wants to stay in this marriage. I don't know why. If somebody doesn't want you, you can't make them want you. You can't make them love you. You can't make them show commitment, show the communication if they don't want to. And he definitely does not want any part of this relationship. At the end of the night, they decided to. He walked out. She went out, and then they decide to stay married, because I think he said he did not want to stay married, but they decided at the end of that night to stay married. At least he all of a sudden wanted to go to a to play some games or something, and that's how they left. They went out to play games, and that was that scene. Moving on to the next. Okay, and then we have Madison and Alan. So Madison and Alan they do live together. However, Madison is living as she's single, meaning she goes out nighttime to hang out with friends to party, and then party, have fun, and then comes in the morning about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because she's not used to being married. So that was an issue. That is an issue in their relationship. So they did meet up with one of the doctors, one of the counselors, to talk about it. And Alan talked about his issue with that. So she just decided to try to make an effort so that she would not hang out and go out nighttime, hang out with her friends, and try to live a married life. Since they only have 8 weeks to make this stuff work, right? It should be better focus on whether or not they're gonna stay married, or get to know this person, see if this person is the one for you. Then at the end of the 8 weeks, if it's not, you can go back to your life. So that is their decision, so that she will focus more on her marriage. And also, they did go out, get a stylist, and go out to have Alan outfitted with some nice suits and some get together. But yeah, I think Alan is really into Madison. He really do like her. He kind of does anything she wants. So he has really he's really into her, but her not as much. She's not really into him that much. So now we're at the couple retreat. This is where it gets nice and juicy. So the couples with the minus Ikichi, right? Everybody else went up to the cabin, I think they went to, and they are. This is where they sit down and discuss basically what's going on in each other relationship, share the pros and cons and stuff like that. So Alan he cooked shrimp, shellfish stuff and for everyone. So everyone's sitting at the table eating. Hence, was by herself, without her husband. And then, if after like halfway into the meal, Akechi comes in the cabin and he pulled my to the side. He came in with a folder, and in that folder was divorce papers. So he said he thought about it, and his decision was to get a divorce. So was willing. She was gonna give him the divorce. She was gonna sign the paperwork. However, it was only one paper, one page of four, and there wasn't any part on there for her to sign. So she asked him about it. Where are the other papers? What's going on? I will sign the divorce for you. If you want a divorce, I will give it to you. He didn't have an answer for the other pages. He just said, please sign, just sign the paper or whatnot. But she said no. She was not going to sign the paper, and he got upset. He was mad. He walked out of there, but he was pissed. He left, and just went back and sat on the table with the guys and the other couples, and um, she wasn't bothered about it. And that's what thumbs up to her. She wasn't depressed. She wasn't begging him, please stay, da da da. And she thinks that he just wanted a moment. He wanted to embarrass her. She said he embarrassed her before at their 1 month anniversary, and he thought he was gonna embarrass her again, but he did not. Okay, so they continued their conversation. So next they moved on to David, right? So they're talking about the issues they each have and all that. So David admit to the group that he did text someone and what he texted, and he's sorry. And Michelle, she does not believe him. She's very upset. She's still upset because she thinks that, like again, I said, she thinks it's Madison. She does not believe it's any ex girlfriend, Tiffany. And then all of a sudden, um, Matt, like Alan, so first of all, Alan said, okay, I don't think we should be talking about this anymore, right? Then so did Madison. All of a sudden, she got upset. She's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's like negative energy or something. So she got up and she started walking away and getting angry. So that in turn, Michelle is like, Michelle, like, why is she upset, right? Because is there something going on between the two of them? That's what I think she's thinking. Okay, so that was basically the episode, and then a flash preview for the next episode. And in the next episode, she does get into the whole David and Madison thing, because she confronted Madison. She asks, was a text message for you? And Madison said, no. Why would he text me? Da da da. And did not. Michelle said okay, but in the but she brought up a good point. She said, if you heard he texted you, it would have been a different expression, not just the laid back expression she had. And then she also brought that up to Madison's husband, Alan, letting him know that she believes it's her husband is texting Madison, and she let Alan know that also that they worked out together. Madison and David worked out together, and that sent Alan over the edge. He was upset. Like I said again, he really likes Madison. That's his wife. He's really into her. So he started kicking stuff on. That's for next week, next episode, which I can't wait to see. Um, if you guys like this review, please like, comment, and subscribe. And take care.